Hello, callers, and welcome again to another interesting episode of Viva Barca, the home of everything Barca. In this special episode, we are going to be discussing solely on Antoine Griezmann and a potential return to Atletico Madrid. Of course, we have been hearing a potential swap deal between Saul Niguez, the midfielder of Atletico Madrid, and Antoine Griezmann. So in this episode, I want us to analyze that idea from Barcelona, to send Griezmann back to Atletico Madrid. Is it a great idea? Of course, we understand the economic situation our club is, and of course, with Messi also signing for Barcelona for 5 years, which is because of this Griezmann leaving the wage books. But come to think of it, is this a great idea, or is just that same crazy old mistake they did with Suarez last year by sending him to our direct rival, which really affected us in the long run? So that is what we're going to be discussing about in this episode. Over the course of the last few weeks, Antoine Griezmann has been a subject of deep discussion in the transfer market. Several reports relayed by a number of reputable Spanish media outlets link him to clubs, Manchester City and so on, of course, which Man City even eventually refused those links. When we look at Antoine Griezmann's situation as a whole right now, the idea behind his transfer to Atletico Madrid, the goal of the transfer in the perspective of Barca is understood. The club is dealing with a financial crisis well beyond its power and will do anything within their power to get out of this current predicament, which is well understood, and trading their prized asset with another European giant will be pivotal to ensuring the club stays afloat. Unfortunately, he is nothing more than collateral damage in the chaotic mess that is Barcelona's financial state. So, in wake of recent transfer rumors linking Griezmann to his former club Atletico Madrid in exchange of Saul Niguez, a host of flaws in reasoning have reared their faces. Some are based on past precedents, others pertaining to the structural balance of the forward line, and others in regards to the dynamics of the team as a whole. In and of itself, given the predicaments the club currently faces, offloading Griezmann is a sensible decision. They parted ways with Luis Suarez, Rakitic, Arturo Vidal last season to free up the wage bill, and this time the club seeks to do the same with the Frenchman. His market value has him at 60 million euros, and in addition to the 40 million spent on his salary, the club will easily have around 100 million in the immediate future, or in the event of a swap deal, they would get players and shave many millions off their wage bill. So exactly why I really think Griezmann to Atletico Madrid is a huge mistake by Barcelona. Now look at this. The problem here isn't so much so that the Catalans seek to sell him, but who they want to sell him to. That is what matters here. Atletico is our direct rival. Okay, now let's look at what Lionel Messi said last year when his best friend Luis Suarez left to Atletico. You can see there he said, "What happened with Luis Suarez to Atleti was crazy. He left for free, paying the remaining years of his contract, and he joined a team that fights for the same objective as us. Unbelievable." So you can see there, you can reason it out how awkward it is, guys. Of course, we know Suarez is not the same as Griezmann, but we all know what Griezmann did to Atletico. He's a legend of Atletico, and going there, they're even getting stronger and stronger. Now, over the past 8 years, Barcelona have consistently been on the wrong end of transfers, to be honest. And some names easy to recall, all those of David Villa, Suarez, who abandoned Barca's iconic colors for the piercing red and white for Los Colchoneros. And in both instances, the Catalans had themselves, ridiculed both on the pitch of their decision making. At home, Barcelona had to suffer through having a deal with one of the worst visions of Lionel Messi early on, a misfiring Martin Braithwaite, an out of confidence Griezmann, injured Ansu Fati, and the guaranteed inconsistency of Ousmane Dembele. Atleti's own number 10, Angel Correa, had this to say on the deal. They have done things very badly. First, how can you let a number 9 who wins a game for you like Suarez slip through your fingers? We are happy because we have him with us. We watch Barcelona from the outside and you can tell things are being handled badly. So you can just see what a player from your rival is saying. It's ridiculous. And if you ask me, he had all right to say this. As the stages once coin, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and when it comes to Diego Cholo Simeone, anything can be turned into gold. With Atleti's few requirements for the Uruguayan centre forward, he slotted into their dynamics with utmost ease. Surely the zeal and zest that came with the youth, in his play was nowhere to be seen, but his finishing, even at 34, needs no fine-tuning. He was on target in the Madrid derby along with a host of other crucial matches all throughout the season. The proof of his importance to Atleti came in the dying embers of the campaign as he won Atleti the final 2 games of the season en route to reclaiming their lost crown. Beyond individual instances, over the course of the season, his combined goals won Atleti a whopping 44 points, or 38 if we take into account matches where the winning margin was of 2 or fewer goals. Clearly, this was a colossal mistake from Barcelona. Barcelona's objective for this transfer window are clear as daylight: sell, sell, and sell some more. From the forward line, the Blaugrana have already transferred Trincao to Wolves, bet on a loan deal until the end of the season. In addition to this, both subsequent to his showing in the European Championships and his club Barcelona over the course of the past season, Martin Braithwaite could equally be on his way out of the club via a transfer to the Premier League. So naturally, this leaves the forward line thin in 2 ways. From a purely numerical standpoint, Barcelona's forward options are nothing worth writing home about. Ansu Fati is still nursing a meniscus injury suffered last year. Dembele is yet again in the medical bay for a further 3.5 months, while free agents Messi, Depay, Aguero aren't registered with La Liga due to crushing wage bill. This leaves the total number of available forwards at just one, the outgoing Danish daylight Braithwaite. Griezmann is more than just another player in the squad. In this calendar year of the Catalans, only Lionel Messi has contributed more goals. His 32 contributions over the course of the entire campaign deserve the utmost respect. So when you consider him departing Barcelona to Atletico, and looking at the forward line we will have in this coming season, from a tactical perspective, Barcelona will be playing one of the most narrow forward trios in quite some time. Granted, there are options from the academy in Alex Collado, but in the first team, the collective is bound to suffer the lack of weight, unless of course Memphis Depay will take ownership of the right wing in Ansu Fati's absence, will come back to haunt them. So overall, when you look at this scenario, as Griezmann is about to leave Barcelona, with a shortage in numbers, means that Barcelona will have 2 disastrous points of over-reliance. First, the Blaugrana will have to bet on the fitness of Aguero, Ansu Fati, Depay and Messi for at least the first 3 months of the season. In and of itself, relying on 33-year-old, with just a couple of years left on his tank and a horrendous injury record, is one of the last things that Barcelona should contemplate doing, but which they naturally will be forced into. In addition to this, they run the obvious risk of over-relying on the back 3 formations. Simply put, a forward line of Messi, Depay, Aguero is one offering little or no natural width. As a consequence, Jordi Alba and one of the Emerson Royal, or Sergio Dest will have to be the ones to supply it. So to conclude, the reasoning behind Antoine Griezmann's possible transfer back to Atletico Madrid are comprehensible at face value, but had some disastrous, repercussions on Barcelona, whether they like it or not. Losing Griezmann gives the rivals, both direct and indirect, the edge in plethora of ways. In the league, they will be supplementing their immediate rivals and defending champions Atletico Madrid with further ammunition to their overperforming attack. In regards to the team itself, Barcelona will lose a presence as important offensively as it was to the team's defense. His 32 goal contributions and clutch performances will also easily be replicated, and neither will his insane or otherworldly defensive output. Now, there are better and less costly decisions the club can make that can achieve much more desirable outcomes for all involved. Laporta just have to think of them. So guys, I would like you to also drop your comments down below on what you think about this Griezmann potential return to Atletico Madrid. Is it a good idea from Barcelona, or Laporta needs to think about something different about this? Because I personally don't like it. I don't want it. I don't want another of our key players, of course, even though Griezmann have not been performing that well as we expected. But going back to Atletico will be really disastrous. So I'll be waiting for your own opinions down below. So with that, we come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't clicked on that subscribe button below, please endeavor to do so you always stay up to date with every latest on Barca here on Viva Barca. Until next time, Visca El Barca.